The 2020 Knox County graduations are brought to you by Enrichment Federal Credit Union, Food City, Pellissippi State, and WVLT.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tim Berry, and I'm the Executive Principal of South-Doyle High School. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and student body, I would like to welcome all of our parents, grandparents, family, and friends to the commencement exercise for the 2020 graduating class of South-Doyle High School. Before we begin our ceremony, I would like to recognize a few very important guests who are joining us tonight and really made this night possible. First and foremost, my boss, Superintendent of Knox County Schools, Mr. Bob Thomas. Next, our 9th District School Board Representative, Christy Christie. Knox County Mayor, Glenn Jacobs. County Commissioner Carson Daly. Behind the scenes, you're not going to see some of these people, but Executive Director of Secondary Schools, Danny Trent, Supervisors, Celie Reynolds and Tommy Watson, Chief of Staff and my sweet friend, Renee Kelly. I also want to recognize my administrative team. Without them, we could not have pulled off a lot of what's happening out here on this field today. So first and foremost, Clark Duncan, Daryl Chandler, Mike Carter, Denise Magaha, and Matthew Mosley, thank you for a job well done. I would especially like to thank Mr. Thomas and his crew, Mr. Jacobs, Mr. Daly, and Miss Christie for setting and redefining the expectations for what we can do when we put our minds to it and when we set our standards a little differently, that we can pull things off like this. So thank you for making this not happen. We needed this to happen. We ask that you show some patience with us and some grace as there will be challenges, as we have not practiced this. Aside from that, I could not be happier to share this night with you in Billy K. Memorial Stadium on the campus of the best high school in Knox County. At this time, we would like to present the individuals who prepared your kids for this day. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the South-Doyle High School faculty and staff. please remain standing as we present the South-Doyle High School senior class of 2020. ladies and gentlemen, we don't care what order we're in. We're glad you're here, so it doesn't matter what chair you're in. We're going to graduate you tonight. At this time, we're going to recognize the South-Doyle Color Guard. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Everyone, please remain standing, as a recording of our national anthem will be sang by music artist Chris Blue, who recorded this especially for Knox County Schools.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Chris Blue. You may remember me from being season 12 winner of The Voice on NBC, but I'm just another guy who loves you and want to see you do well in life. I want to take a moment to congratulate you, yes, you, all of the graduates for graduating this year and going on to do bigger and better things with your life. Please know that I'm praying for you and that I truly, truly believe in you, and I believe the hard work and your ethic, your work ethic, has gotten you to this point, and it'll take you much, much further. Now, I'm here to do something special for you guys, and that is the Star Spangled Banner, which is one of the hardest songs on the planet. So I hope we do it well. Here we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? Congratulations, guys.
Unfortunately, it's wet, but you may be seated. This year's senior class has worked very hard to look beyond high school. Many of these students will attend post-secondary training in college, university, technical school, or the military. In addition to these students maintaining their eligibility with Tennessee Promise, many have sought scholarships to help pave their way. We are proud to announce that this year's senior class has received $12,675,609 in scholarship money. Many of these seniors would have participated in a special ceremony called college or post-secondary roll call, where each would line up and announce their post-secondary plan and ring the bell in front of their peers. Their acceptance letters will be proudly displayed on our post-secondary wall of fame until I ring the bell for the class of 2001 next year, 21. At this time, I will ask all of those students who have been accepted into a college, post-secondary, technical training school, or the military to stand when I ring the bell for the final time. Congratulations for your recognition and continued quest for learning. Thank you. There are several groups of students we'd like to recognize tonight. For the sake of time, criteria for these groups is included in the leaflet in your seat cushion. Because some of these numbers are large, we ask those students to stand as a group and be recognized. Students, you reviewed this up in your room. If you are a member and will receive the honors diploma, please stand. Congratulations. If you are one of the 58 candidates for a Diploma of Distinction candidacy, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Great strides have been made to increase our school-wide ACT scores. Many have spent countless hours in the ACT Academy to better themselves, while others have engaged in other activities and strategies that go above and beyond. While many have increased their scores, some have been inducted into an elite ACT Academy 30-plus club. When I call your name, will all members of this prestigious club please stand to be recognized? Ethan Rommel, score of 30. Bennett Fowler, score of 30. Eric Fitzpatrick, score of 30. Zoe Campbell, score of 30. Taylor Ellis, score of 31. Adam McDaniel, score of 33. Ava Mosaday, score of 34, and Tyler Jester, score of 34. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding students in this elite club. Thank you. Finally, our top 10 academic students of the class of 2020. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized as I call out your GPA. Zoe Campbell, 4.375. Brandy Robbins Horn, 4.393. Tyler Jester, 4.393. Amari Mills, 4.411. Ethan Rommel, 4.464. Taylor Ellis, also 4.64. Isabella McAnally, 4.482. Anna Bettis, 4.482. And your salutatorian with a 4.571 GPA, Afa Mosaday. And your valedictorian with an outstanding GPA of 4.857, Adam McDaniel. Congratulations, the South-Doyle 2020 Top 10. This time I'd like to introduce Senior Class Representative Tyler Jester, who will welcome our graduating class.
Good evening, class of 2020. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty surprised when they said we were going to have an in-person graduation. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. But I was a little more surprised when they asked me to give a speech. But first, I'd like to say welcome honored guests, faculty, family, and especially the class of 2020. Now, I'm sure everyone sitting here today is extremely excited to be able to walk across the stage and enter the next phase of their life, whether that's college, trade school, military service, or simply entering the workforce. And thankfully, even through very troubling times, we are still able to come together as one body and celebrate the massive accomplishments of the class of 2020. This student body, though I may be a little biased, is one of the best student bodies South-Doyle has ever seen. The football team had so many phenomenal players in this class and took us to the playoffs all 4 years. And our very own Clark Duncan has been inducted into the Greater Knoxville Sports Hall of Fame. We had an amazing robotics team that was led all the way to Worlds by people in this very class. Our extremely talented arts program had some of the top players and singers in East Tennessee. And the list goes on, from our basketball teams to the tennis program to cross country and track to the teams whose seasons were tragically cut short, softball, baseball, and soccer. This class made a huge impact not only on the school, but on the South Knoxville community as a whole. And as this class looks back on these 4 years, walking through the main halls or cutting through the cyber cafe in Young or running through that one area of the breezeway that isn't covered when it rains, I hope we remember some of those defining moments in our high school career. The teacher who made us feel special and loved for me, as I know some others may relate, Miss Lovett sitting in your class and helping with the One Tribe Cafe will always be some of my happiest memories. For others, they will look back on the fond moment of having a computer crash in the middle of class and then having to make the trek from Young to Maine to get a new one, and then ultimately that one would crash too. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm extremely grateful for those computers. They were instrumental in the learning environment at the school, and they were critical in me being able to watch Netflix while also scrolling through Instagram at home. For others, they will look back on the fond moment. Oops, already read that one. The pages are wet. I lost my place. I'm so sorry. Some other people may remember other key moments, like a car catching on fire outside the band building. I'm not going to name any names, though I did notice Mr. Taylor got a new car shortly after that. Many of us will look back longingly to those amazing friends we made during high school, whether you met them in class, in the main campus hallway, the favorite spot for many to congregate, or during our spirit-filled sporting events throughout the year. And it was with those friends you made lifelong memories, painting up before a football game, though I'm sure some of you regretted that decision when it was freezing and pouring down rain. Going to the One Tribe Cafe to get a slushie only to realize the machine's been broken for a week. Or my personal favorite or least favorite, going to Craddock to get a cookie and some tea, but when you knock on the door, this person you've never seen before goes, "Craddock isn't here today." Or, on a happier note, hanging in the school parking lot after school, or going to Sonic after a football or basketball game, or for others, those special moments of performing in front of hundreds of people, doing a halftime show with the band, or putting on a musical in the auditorium. No matter the memories you've made during your time here at South-Doyle, those memories will shape who you are and the amazing person you become. And I know your friends, teachers, and family are glad to be a part of that journey. Now, I know this isn't the graduation that we imagined or hoped for our senior year, but I just want you all to remember all those times we said we hated school and counted down the days till the end. I hope we realize that this isn't what we had in mind. But this is going to be a year that will never be forgotten. It is these struggles in our life that are able to show us what truly matters, push us to be better members of society, and allow us to change the world for the better. Always remember, we are South-Doyle. Thank you and have a good night.
I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Adam McDaniel. Adam was a lead programmer and drive team member on the South-Doyle robotics team for 4 years. His programming skills earned him an internship at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, where he became a co-author of a scientific publication. He also worked for a professor at the University of Tennessee, helping him develop software for a fetal heart rate monitor that is used to train medical professionals. Adam is a musician and plays guitar and the piano. He ran cross-country his junior year and sang with the Cherokee Singers his sophomore year. He attended the Governor's School for Emerging Technologies and is an AP scholar and member of the National Honor Society. Adam will graduate with a final 4.69 GPA and 50 semester hours of college credit. That's a lot. Over 40% of his bachelor's degree. He was awarded the Volunteer, Hope, and Tickle College of Engineering scholarships and will attend the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, as he already has been, where he hopes to eventually earn a PhD and do research in the field of computer science. Adam McDaniel.
Welcome, parents, teachers, and my fellow students to the final gathering of South-Doyle's class of 2020. Everyone, please give my classmates a hand. I'm very honored to stand before you all during these uncertain times. Believe it or not, this isn't exactly what I thought my last semester of high school would be like. We've all looked forward to our senior year since the day we became freshmen. We watched our older peers for 3 years with envy as each class before us celebrated the end of their K-12 academic journey. We've waited eagerly for our turn as this last school year flew by, not worrying about losing touch with one another. We still had so much more time before we had to say goodbye. Little did we know that our final months together will be stolen from us by something so small yet so dangerous. We will never get to have the memories that we should have made with each other these past few months, and we will never get our lost time back. It's sad, but it's true. Tonight, however, we have one last opportunity to reminisce about how we've spent the last quarter of our lives with each other. We remember what it was like to sing in our choral program with our best friends. We remember what it was like to learn an instrument or to joke around in class with our favorite teachers. We remember what it was like to grow up with one another. The years we've spent together have been and will always be the most influential years of our lives. And being isolated in quarantine has made me realize that my life is so much better because I've known you all. I am a better person because I'm a member of this class. No global catastrophe will ever change the fact that you have helped make me who I am, and the time we've lost with one another will be a permanent reminder of that. The class of 2020 will always be a part of my identity, and I'm extremely proud of that fact. As we grow older, we'll become more independent, more successful. We'll go to college or university and make new friends. We'll work hard to pay rent and support ourselves. We'll venture out and leave our mark on the universe, however big or small. And although we might not see each other for quite some time, I know we'll never lose sight of where we came from. I know we'll never forget who we are. I know we'll always be South-Doyle's class of 2020. Thank you all for being my classmates and friends. Until we meet again. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our salutatorian, Ava Mosaday. Ava was the president of the HOSA Club, vice president of the National Honor Society, student council, public relations chairman, captain of the tennis team, editor-in-chief of the yearbook, participated on the bowling team, and was a member of DECA and the photography club. A little busy. She was a senior board member of the Teen Board of Knoxville and graduated in Youth Leadership Knoxville's class of 2019. Ava works with local nonprofit True Photo during the summer and is an active member of the youth group at Lake Hills Presbyterian Church. Ava was awarded first place in the HOSA pharmacology event, second place in the DECA entrepreneurship event, the AP Award with Honors, and was a 2019 ALA Girl State Delegate. Some of the scholarships Ava has been awarded include $16,000 in Hope, $32,000 in the UT Volunteer Scholarship, $40,000 in the Cobb Scholarship, $750 in the Knox County Council PTA Scholarship, and a $500 PIE Foundation Scholarship. Ava will attend the University of Tennessee this fall as a Chancellor's Honor student. She plans to pursue a major in pre-pharmacy and a minor in business administration. Upon completing her bachelor's degree, she plans to continue her education by pursuing a doctorate at pharmacy school. Ava Mosaday.
We first heard "We Are South-Doyle" at freshman orientation. Now it's a mantra that follows us everywhere. We chant it on the football field, softball diamond, and the tennis and basketball courts. Its presence is known in assemblies and classrooms and the occasional graduation ceremony. It has become second nature to us that whenever we hear "we are," we respond South-Doyle. At the beginning of the school year, in our first assembly as seniors, Mr. Carter asked us what that meant. Well, Mr. Carter, I know it's a little late, but I think I might be able to finally give you an answer. First and foremost, we are students. Every day for the last 4 years, we entered our school ready to learn. And we use this knowledge beyond just the classroom setting. Our efforts continued past normal school hours, as seen in the inductees of the Over 30 ACT Club, and like Tyler mentioned, our robotics team who would perfect their machines well into the night. Our work ethic and determination are further conveyed through our HOSA and DECA members who won at regional and state levels and have planned to continue their success into nationals. We will forever be students, continuing to learn every day as we head out on our individual journeys. We are athletes. Our football team fought through injuries and losses, through every setback and doubt, to go on and win the regional title this season. Our volleyball team has 2 of its seniors continuing their athletic career into college. And our golf team, both of the seniors earned all IMAC honors at this year's tournament. Our Lady Cherokees basketball team defeated Jeff County, marking the first win against the Patriots in 12 years. And finally, our boys soccer team made history last year by advancing to state, and I planned on winning it all this year. We are artists. Our art is showcased on the walls of the auditorium building and heard from the stage and even the football field. In addition to playing every football game, our marching band placed first in multiple competitions. Also, our choral department earned a 1 overall at All East, the highest honor given. Whether with paint, a camera, a musical instrument, or our vocal cords, we revealed South-Doyle's creative side. We are volunteers. Our seniors in NHS earned over 500 hours serving their community this past year. We worked at soup kitchens, animal shelters, and the occasional fundraiser, with all of us giving back to our community in some shape or form. We are selfless. The class of 2020 had to sacrifice so much. For some, it was the final sports season. For others, it was their last chance to be lead in the school play. We sacrificed our last time to dress up and dance the night away at prom. We sacrificed our final weeks to learn alongside our friends before we embark on our own journeys. We made these sacrifices in hopes of a better future. Because of our selfless acts, we saved countless lives and did our part to ensure the safety of those we love most. We are strong. We didn't let the losses we endured the last 4 months overshadow the gains we had made the last 4 years. We found new ways of communicating, whether it be 6 feet apart or through a computer screen. Even though our last day of school happened differently than we expected, we got to share it with the people who have made these last 4 years the best yet. Looking back, we learned to never take things for granted because you never know when a moment could be your last. But ultimately, when the unexpected did happen, we innovated and we found new ways to overcome our challenges. It is because of this strength that we are survivors. We are family. We would not be any of these qualities if it weren't for the individuals who supported us every step of the way. The principals, coaches, teachers, family members, and friends who cheered us on from the sidelines, hallways, and classrooms. I would like to give a special thank you to Principals Mr. Berry and Mr. Carter, and Superintendent Thomas, and Mayor Jacobs. Thank you, Coach Howard, for coming back to teach 7 a.m. calculus. The class would not have been the same without you. Thank you, Coach Massey and Coach Hickman, for being both teachers on and off the field, court, and even the bowling alley. My appreciation also extends to Wood, Nixon, Cosentino, Perry and Loy, Walker, Spooner, Owen and Smith, Edmondson, Lovett, King, Turpin, Winery, and the countless others that touched each student's life. I would also like to say thank you to my mom and dad for all your love and support, and for helping write your own shout out in my speech. And to my sisters, Layla and Mitra. I would not be where I am today without your footsteps guiding me. Every one of the students before me has a village behind them. So thank you to every teacher, parent, and mentor that helped us in getting to this point. We are Cherokees. That won't change after we graduate. Whatever we become after leaving this place will not diminish our title as Cherokees, but rather we will bear that title and everything it encompasses for the rest of our lives. We will carry our greatness and our pride into whatever comes next, showing others what it truly means to be a Cherokee. I want to thank you all for being here tonight, both in person and virtually. To end, I'm going to leave you with the same words that began our journey 4 years ago. But to make this happen, I'm going to need some audience participation. So are y'all ready? Okay. We are South-Doyle. Thanks.
Good evening. Before we send off our final recognition of a class of 2020. This year, South-Doyle High School has 2 teachers who've reached a milestone and will be retiring, and we would like to recognize them. The first teacher is Miss Idalia Billingsley, if you'll come forward. With 31 years of service, Ms. Billingsley began her career working for the University of Tennessee Medical Research Center, where she was a lab assistant, and at Tennessee Consolidated Retirement Systems. She came to South-Doyle High School in 1997, and where she has spent the last 23 years as a business teacher and as a Microsoft Office user specialist. She also served as the business department chair and as a co-sponsor for the FBLA and DECA. Some of you may also know her as coach, as she was a Lady Cherokee's assistant basketball coach for several years. The next teacher is Mr. Steve Taylor, if he will come forward. With 31 years also of service as our band director in Knox County Schools. Mr. Taylor began his career in 1989 at Rural High School, where he worked until 1991. He then spent 3 years working at Farragut Middle School and at Carnes High School. Following that, he was the band director at Farragut High School for 15 years before coming to South-Doyle, where he has stayed the last 11 years. Mr. Taylor has served on the East Tennessee School Band and Orchestra Association Board of Directors as the president-elect, the president, and the past president, as well as the band chairman for 2 terms. Additionally, he served as chairman for instrumental activities, which included coordinating all state bands, orchestra, and jazz bands on the Tennessee Music Education Association Board of Directors from 2011 to 2014. In 2006, he was voted for membership to the Phi Beta Mu National Bandmasters Fraternity for his service, his quality of teaching, and festival performances. Please join us in congratulating these 2 outstanding teachers on their retirement and for their many years of service to students and education.
It is always an honor to recognize our best teachers, and this evening I have the pleasure of recognizing 4. The Knox County school system allows us to recognize one teacher for every 20 teachers we have in our building, and we have a lot of teachers, as you can see. These individuals have consistently high academic success in the classroom and have scored high in each of their formal classroom evaluations. In addition, they have the respect and admiration of our faculty and staff who voted on these 4 winners. They have already been recognized in our building and in a celebratory event at the county level. At this time, I would like each of these outstanding educators to please stand and be recognized as I call their names. Please hold your applause. Ms. Jamie Fox, Mr. Jeff Bryant, Mr. Patrick Tiller, and Ms. Kimberly Nixon. These individuals embody the essence of quality in teaching, and the young men and women of South-Doyle are very fortunate to have them serve in their classrooms. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding teachers. While all of these teachers are making an enormous difference in the lives of our students, we want to recognize one who stands out among us all. This individual is an exceptional educator who teaches computer-aided design and is a staple member of our CTE program at South-Doyle. He joined our staff in 2011 and since then has gone over and above in many areas in how he serves our students and our community. Many of you may have pieces created by his students hanging in your very homes right now. Coach Jay Winery said this individual is the epitome of a teacher, educated, reliable, caring, and loyal. But what he brings every day is his love for his students and his love for South-Doyle. There's not one thing he and his family would not do or have not done for a student or this school. You see his energy, his values, and his respect in every student and teacher he touches. He is a cornerstone in the phrase, "We are South-Doyle." Mrs. Amy Perry says, after working with this second career teacher for over 10 years, I could talk about him for hours. The fact that he would never hesitate to pull the biggest prank with a straight face, steal an unlocked cell phone, and pull practical jokes on colleagues and students says much about his personality. There's also the ultimate professional. Each student in and out of his classes is given the time and attention they may or may not receive at home. I am proud to work with a man who holds his students in such high regards that he would stop whatever he is doing to help a student or colleague in need. At this time, we would like to award this very prestigious Exemplary Teacher of the Year award to our friend and colleague, Mr. Jeff Bryant.
Next, we have 3 special awards for individual students. And when we call out your name, we would like for you to come up to the stage to receive your award. The first award is Student of the Year. Some years you have a student who not only excels academically, but does so with an intense level of involvement in so many different aspects of school. The South-Doyle Student of the Year Award is given to a student who embodies the spirit of South-Doyle High School. This is the exemplar student who models a driving work ethic, a positive attitude, a self-sacrificing devotion to everything they pursue at South-Doyle High School. Our vision statement at South-Doyle is pursuing a culture of excellence for all students. In my experience, I taught at the middle school before coming to the high school, so I got to meet some of these students before they ever made it to high school. And because I've known the student for several years, I got to witness them demonstrate a pursuit of excellence from a very young age. This student comes from an incredible family that is taught the importance of service to others and killing with kindness. One of her family's mottos is approaching human relationships is to give until you think you've given everything you should and can, then give a little more and keep giving. This year's South-Doyle Student of the Year is Ava Mosade.
Class of 2020, congratulations. Watching you grow up from the middle school, I knew you were going to be a great class, and you have been. Elected officials and central office personnel, thank you for not giving up on graduation. I appreciate that. The community appreciates it. Mr. Berry, I knew this would be the greatest graduation ever, but I knew we were going to have it here. I knew you would make it the best. Now, my award is the Dreamcatcher Award. The Dreamcatcher Award is given each year to honor a SDHS student who overcomes adversity and beats the odds to find success. Some students deal with situations that force them to accept adult responsibilities much sooner than others, and they often need tough love and perseverance to make a connection with them. This year's Dreamcatcher Award is presented to a student who not only overcame obstacles in their life, but managed to graduate early by jumping hurdles few students have done before. The 2020 Dreamcatcher Award goes to Caden James.
I'm giving the 2020 Cherokee Award. This year there were a number of strong candidates, and the committee really struggled because there were such strong candidates. But the Cherokee Award represents a student that embodies these attributes: character, dignity, integrity, dedication, discipline, passionate, a friend, a team player. This is the first time in my 17 years here that we've had siblings to win this award. This young lady has followed in her brother's footsteps for now. That'll change soon, I'm sure. In academically, they were both on the honor roll for 4 years. They were both ranked 4th in their class. The young man, the brother, struggled at 4.4 GPA. Isabella, 4.48. National Honor Society and DECA Club, both members. They were both named, and this is the Johnny Maurer Award, is your top student athlete. They represented us. We had some top student athletes in this class. Isabella, she represented us, and this is the best across the county. It's an amazing award, and her brother as well won it in 2018. Athletically, they both were four-year varsity starters and Letterman. Isabella was a starter in soccer, basketball, and tennis. Gus, football, basketball, and track. Basketball, Isabella was all-district. Gus was in football. Isabella was all-conference in soccer. She was a defensive defender player of the year. She's also received scholarship offers to be on the rowing and basketball. However, she has chosen to go to the greatest university, the University of Tennessee, to be a student along with Gus. So this, our winner is Isabella McAnally. Spit it out.
Before we bring our students up, our brilliant chorus teacher, Cody Bowling, will sing his final song at South-Doyle High School, as he'll be leaving us to return back to school and pursue his own dreams of the big show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cody Bowling.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind,
First class, Cody. Thank you so much for the short time you spent with us, but the quality job you did to enhance our programs. One last hand for Cody Bowling, please. Now the moment we've been waiting for. This time I ask to be joined on stage up front, Superintendent Bob Thomas, School Board Member Christy Christie, and Mayor Jacobs. Also with our assistant principals, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Chandler, please come forward.
Nathaniel Jaquez Adebayo. Sarah Elizabeth Crystal Angel. Ariana Nicole Arroyo. Paige Osmus. Caitlin Grace Aliff. Destiny Grace Babiak. Chandler Anthony Bachman. Angel Marie Baker. Timothy J.D. Baker. Himaya Darnisha Barber. Tristan Hunter Barrick. Summer Rose Basil. Anna Marie Beckner. Alex Salas Bedrosian. Who? Hannah Beckner. Where are we at? Who is that? Alex Salas Bedrosian. August Diane Beeler. William Riley Beeler. Nathan Frank Benjamin. Nathaniel Edward Lee Barrier. Abigail Jean Berry. Ariana Aaliyah Billingsley. Kimberly Addison Blair. Rachel Olivia Branham. Mason Joseph Brang. Josiah William Carey Brooks. McKenna Azalee Brooks. Nyla Chandel Burnett. Devin Edward Burnett. Hannah Kate Butler. Zoe Margaret Campbell. Aaliyah May Carruthers. Ariasia Nicole Chesney. Lois Jane Thomas Claybo. Alton Michael Koba. Sarah Helen Correa. Kaylin Tasby Craig. Hannah Rose Curry. Philip Braden Curry. Santana Isaiah Curtis. Charles Joseph Dascom. Lana Brooke Davidson. Tori Lee Davis. Corbin Lee Day. Brianna Itzel Delgado Lopez. Eddie Alberto Diaz Jr. John Joseph Diaz. Jemiah Marie Donofrio. Jared Davis Dow. Michael David Edwards II. Neil Robert Egold. Kenneth Patrick Elliott Fio. Taylor Rose Ellis. Amaya A.J. England. Isaac David Espinosa. Stover Blake Evans. Kylie Farrow. Hannah Grace Feller. Abigail Camille Finley. Caleb Edward Fisher. Courtney Paige Fitzgibbon. Eric Nathaniel Fitzpatrick. Alistair Boyd Foster. Bennett Samuel Fowler. Ethan Nathaniel Frazier. Mary Catherine Gardner. Kurgan Dane Gibson Garland. Aubrey May Gilland. Charlie Reese Gillenwater. Sydney Micah Givens. Jeffrey Darrell Glenn. Alyssa Lynn Goddard. Priscilla Gomez Rodriguez. Monty Derek Goodwin Jr. Julius Benton Gordon. Lennox Elias Granoff. Andrew Emerson Graves. Emily Nicole Green. Micah Cyan Green. Hayden Matthew Grubb. Justin Tyler Hager. Alexis Nicole Hall. Samuel Edward Harris. Saban Xavier Hayes. Sabrina Bailey Haynes. Joshua Hudson Henley. Roshan Maurice Harrington II. Andrew Evan Hickle. Benjamin Jacob Hicks. James Patrick Hill II. Gabrielle Adriana Hinchy. Caleb Preston Heinman. Kendrick Zacchaeus Holland. Ayana Nastasia Houston. April Ann Hunley. Declan Graham Hunter. Brooke Luciana Hurst. Jonathan Kenneth Ray Hurst. Spencer Jacob Engel. Mohammed Atikul Islam. Dion Travis Isom II. Caden Xavier James. Tyler Austin Wild Jester. Dylan Henry Jones. Elizabeth Lara Jones. Gabrielle Caitlin Jones. Kyle Maxwell Braxton Jones. Christopher Brandon Key. Elizabeth Lee Kidd. Jacob Taylor Stent King. Jadarius Terrell Ladd. Samuel Taylor Lawhorn IV. Deanna Deshay Lenore. Zachary Evan Lewis. Jacoby Zane Long. Mackenzie Renee Malone. Alexis Cheyenne Manning. Manuel Cordova Maldonado. Chloe Elise Marlowe. Tyler Drace Martin. Ashley Martinez. Isabella Rose McAnally. Adam Ryan McDaniel. Jeffrey Chase McGee. Marcel Miboro. Amari Sade Mills. Tyson Calvin Craig Mills. Ella Rose Michaels. Tristan Sean Morse. Ava Faye Mosaday. David Austin Murray. Christopher Daniel Nelson. Liana Patrice O'Neill. Robert William Owens. Charles David Payne, Jr. Hannah Eva Marie Pearson. Michaela Denise Pittard. David Michael Alexander Potter. Estevan Cornell Pryor II. Madison Page Ray. Marquise Deshaun Redding. Maurice Dion Redding. Tommy Allen Reno. Andrea Michelle Rhines. Christopher Bradley Richards. Caleb Alexander Ridge. Brandy Rose Robbins Horn. Michael Lee Roberts. Unable to attend, Marvin Lee Ruse. Justin Drew Rudd Jr. Ethan Christopher Rummel. Brianna Marie Rush. Joycelyn Anna Russell. Masalan Musu Sano. Mohammed Sano. Caitlin Mary Scalf. Lacey Renee C. Elijah Austin Sester. Jose Severiano. Schaefer Thompson Seymour. Brian Edmund Shell Jr. Justin Drew Shipes. Caleb Andrew Sifford. Caitlin Michelle Smith. Tierra Lachey Smith. James Lee Sofield. Cheyenne Marie Southall. Hannah Renee Spicer. Michael Anthony Spinazzola III. Alexander Klaus Steinberg. Lindsay Reed Sturkey. Elijah Kai Stiles. Morgan Ashley Swaggerty. Tredasia Mariana Thomas. Lily Faith Tibbetts. Riley Elizabeth Tipton. Esteban Adam Torales. Hannah Nicole Trout. Jessica Lynn Turner. Monica Jade Turner. Eric Ramirez Vasquez. Marvin Velasquez Lorenzo. Caitlin Abigail Varan. Haley Renee Vidito. Isabella Rose Walker. Jasmine Cheyenne Walker. Anna Lakeisha Ward. Destiny Ann Ward. Jason Allen Watson Jr. Nicholas Bennett J. Welch. Andrew Jeremiah Wessner. Virginia Ovaline Michelle Whitfield. Dion Antonio Wiley Jr. Morgan Hope Wilkerson. Isaac Alexander Williams. Jordan Tremaine Wilson. Michael Jaden Wilson. Savannah Brooke Weiniger. Cameron Brooke Woody. Paul Thomas Wright. Natalie Elizabeth Yance. Elijah Jaheim Young. Jacob Aaron Young. Ezra Alvion Young Mastella.
Okay, if you'll indulge me for just a minute or two. First, I want to say if at any part in our program there in calling out names that we mispronounced or got someone out of order, please accept my deepest apologies. We know this is a dignified event. We want to make sure that we get it right. So anything that we've done that may have taken from that, I just want to apologize. To my senior class, I want to say that graduation is a special time. And when I look at you, I've thought about what I want to say numerous times. I usually come up here and I'll pick out 6 or 8 individual memories I've had, but with this group, things are just different. It's just like a Rolodex of great times in the past 4 years. Those great times and those memories and all those things have shaped you into what you've become today at this very moment. We remember your achievements, your celebrations, your surpassed milestones, smiles that lifted your days and gave you confidence. We remember the moment that we had to tell you no and you didn't like it because we knew it was in your best interest. And someday when you're a parent, you'll completely understand why we did that. We remember the tears that some of you when somebody broke your heart, when home life was a little bit rough, or simply you played your final game or had your final performance. So today, look around you and how you are seated. While the reason today is because of the threat of a microscopic, non-living entity that could make us all ill, the separation also bears a symbolic reminder of the divisions that we're facing in our country. Each generation of student enters adulthood with their own challenges, and at this moment, you probably ask anybody in the stands, and they faced challenges when they went through their times as well. How did they cope with these challenges? They didn't have Facebook like us to solve all their problems. Log in and scroll in the first 25 posts, and you'll find every authority on the COVID virus, the cure for racism, the worst president and best president, and the top 10 reasons why Elmer Fudd should or should not be able to bear a firearm. To whom do you listen when information or truth changes as quickly as the thumb will move on your TV remote? First, I would say, I'm not an expert. But I'm going to ask that you, as you enter into these challenging times, that you consider your source. I'm not going to tell you how to think. You've surpassed your milestone here. You're going to be commenced here directly. You can think for yourself, but I ask you, anytime you face a situation, consider your source first. Educate yourself with the facts from those who have experiences and knowledge of the issues. Arm yourself with the truth. Where do you get the truth? I just said if you scroll through your remote control, you'll find different things on different channels. If I want to know how to change the brakes on the car, I'll ask my dad because he did it a million times and he did it right. Or I'll ask the technician that has the skill set for it. If I want to learn more about high blood pressure, I'll sit down with my physician who's had years and years of training and can give me the exact details that I need. If I want to know how to execute an anaconda compression chokehold, I'll ask Miss Parker out here in the back, or I'll ask my mayor. If I wanted to apply these to social injustices, I'm not a person of color, so I cannot begin to speak about the plight of a colored person. So I'm not going to stand here and share something I don't know anything about. So never mistake my silence for not caring. My silence is because I'm listening, and I think that America could stand to listen a little bit more when we have challenging times. Listen to what people have to say before you understand what's taking place, and that you... Once you've listened and learned the facts, then you can react. In the end, it's our resolve that defines us. Everyone knows my love and passion for Dr. Martin Luther King. And in that scroll I handed you, rather than have my own words, I shared the words of Martin Luther King Jr. If a man's called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets as Michelangelo painted, Shakespeare wrote poetry, or Beethoven composed music. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth should pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. We're going to get to that piece. But he also said the ultimate measure of a man or a woman is not where they stand in times of comfort and convenience, but in times of challenge and controversy. That's where we are today, and that's what you're going to face somewhere down the line. For that, you've got to explore yourself. How are you going to react? Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And I ask that whenever possible, you do it with passion and unconditional love. Do it for others as you want it done for you or your family, because if you don't want that, then you know it's wrong. Futile words of mine can put into perspective what you have experienced this school year. I said about March the 12th, some of you played your last high school game, left your last high school class, and you didn't even know it. If you knew it was going to be your last time, what would you have done differently? What mark would you have strived for or left for yourself at school during those 9 weeks? My challenge to you is, what about the challenges you don't know about today that lie ahead? Don't assume that you know what tomorrow is going to look like. Let the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. resonate through your soul, and let whatever lot that God Almighty casts for you be the best you can be the change you wish to see, and do it with a fervor as if it's your last time to do it. Don't waste a single day. I will not single out any particular memories, as I said before. Just know that we love you and that we're going to miss you. My thoughts and prayers will be with you as you face your challenges ahead. There is strong, and then there's South-Doyle strong. There's nothing you cannot accomplish, so be the change you wish to see in this world. At this time, I ask that all members of the class of 2020 please stand. As Ava said, when you entered as a freshman and you stood before everyone, I asked you in your first day at orientation to repeat after me, and I want it louder than you repeated for Ava. All eyes and ears on me one last time. We are. Thank you. Please move your tassels from right to left. By the power vested in me by the great state of Tennessee, Knox County Board of Education, and Superintendent Bob Thomas, I hereby declare that you've commenced your education at South-Doyle High School with all rights, privileges, and honors appertaining thereto. May God bless each and every one of you and all that you do. Parents, grandparents, friends, and guests, I congratulate and present the South-Doyle High School graduating class of 2020. You may throw your caps. At this time, I'm going to ask that the marshals take their place, and we'll evacuate or exit the back from the last row.
The 2020 Knox County graduations are brought to you by Enrichment Federal Credit Union, Food City, Pellissippi State, and WVLT.